What's up, guys? Tukey here, back again. This is the Manhattan Project, my franchise mode series with the New York Rangers. And I will say right off the start, whether you're joining me live on Twitch, whether you're watching on YouTube after the fact, I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're here because this is going to be a big episode that is really going to help decide how this series plays out for the rest of the way. Because we had a big decision to make. We had a very big decision to make as far as what do we want to do with the team in general. Not just with, say, potentially signing Kyle Turris, who's currently a free agent, and bringing him into the top six, which would result in Cristobal Nieves being traded and having JT Miller on the third line. Along with that, there was the decision of what to do with some of these defensemen. Now, in previous series, I've had the AI GMs pay the stupid tax, which, speaks for itself as far as what that means, when they let go of prospects that they shouldn't let go of. Whether it's someone like New Jersey, letting go of Yegor Rykov, whether it's Tampa, letting go of Libor Hayek. I think Toronto let go of Keaton Middleton. Edmonton let go of Marcus Niemelainen. Who was the other Tampa player? Wasn't there another Tampa player? Or am I losing my mind? I think I'm losing my mind. But that was the point. What do we do with these players? And I have come up with the decision. Oh, and somebody did mention in the YouTube comments that I could have probably kept Georgiev and played him down in the AHL, and he would have been all right with it. Apparently, you can still play backups, backup level goalies in the AHL, and they're fine with it, which is really weird. I don't know if he would have complained or still progressed, though. So it's fine. It's fine. We have Shesterkin as the future goalie. Again, Hank isn't going anywhere. He is staying. I refuse to trade him. We have Halverson in the system. We have some other, goalies in the system. We're fine. Shesterkin is the goalie for the future. I'm not too concerned about our backups. But again, the big question was, as we prep for Season 3, what do we do with players like Rykov, Hayek, and Niemelainen? I have come to a decision, and I'm going to trade them back to the teams that they belong on. You have to remember, this series, and again, it's not about, I need to make it more difficult. That's too easy, right? That is way too easy to steal these players. Or not even steal these players, but to sign them. And I don't want to take the easy road, right? I just don't want to take the easy road. I think we've seen what, I can do as far as manipulating the system. Watch Rebuilding Hockey Town, if you haven't seen that. So, yeah, I'm gonna trade these guys back to the teams that they belong on. And again, whether it's the big decision was, do I just trade them back for nothing? Or do I at least pick somebody up? And I am going to pretty much trade them back for nothing. We're going to act as if they are on the teams that they should have been on to begin with. So I'm sorry to anybody that disappoints. It's not a matter of I'm trying to be overly realistic. No, it's just, it makes it a bit more difficult. And that's all that matters to me. It makes it a bit more difficult. So as far as who we are going to pick up, I could go for Ben Lovejoy. Obviously, he's not that bad. It's just a morale crisis. Or I could go after Cole Schneider. I believe that's Cole Schneider. It is. Former Ottawa Senator, I believe. So I could pick up Ben Lovejoy, which, before I do, actually, hold on, let me check. Who would we have on defense in the AHL if we get rid of these guys? When we get rid of these guys? Let me look at defensemen here, because we need to make sure that these rosters are set up pretty well. So it is going to be, so we'd have Peters, Zborowski. I'm still butchering that, I know that for sure. Pionk, Middleton's going. We'd have Ruinen, Sean Day, Gattenby, Butcher. Yeah, so we don't really need any other defensemen. So we will go with Schneider, and I'll take a draft pick back in return. I might pick Horde a little bit, but you know what? We'll go for fair value, I think. We'll go for fair value. And, I don't mean to have Will Butcher on there. Oh, no, you don't get to freaking take Will Butcher. Not a chance. He is ours. He's not going anywhere. You get somebody better. You get Rykov back. So don't worry. Good God, the trade value there is high top 6. Whew. This hurts to send him back. This hurts to send him back, but I have to do it. I have to do it. So. Do you think the stupid tax is a first-round pick this year? What do they think about that? Is that fair compensation? They don't think so. They don't think so. But you know what? I do think that's fair compensation. You get back a great player, I get your first-round pick. Don't be so stupid next time. If you weren't so stupid, you would have Rykov and your first-round pick. That's how this works. So, as it is, I have a ton of picks. I haven't even meant to pick Horde. It's just happened. Because that's what happens. So, let's see if we can get their first-round pick. They will get some compensation picks, of course. We'll see if that goes through. We're 2 seasons in, and somehow I end up with 5 and a ton of 5th and 4th round picks. I don't even know how it happens. I apparently can't get that first-round pick. So, you know what? New Jersey, I think you survived, but I'm going to take your second-round pick next year and your next 2 thirds. That would probably go through, so you know what? Here, you're going to pay the stupid tax. It's going to happen. Just the seconds and thirds. There you go. So, I'm not sure. I'm not sure how good I feel. I'm not sure how I feel about that, really. I was tempted to just send them back for 7ths, right? But at the very least, they get Rykov back. We get some draft picks as compensation instead, which, again, I was tempted to just send them back for 7th round picks to have it be completely fair, but screw it. Well, I guess we'll take the picks back. Whatever. I mean, as it is, 2nd and 3rd round picks, who knows what they'll become. I could trade up with them. I'm not sure. Basically, I mean, here's the thing. I already have 3 second round picks. I had LA's before I even acquired that. So, yeah, and you're right, I probably did just get the penalty for immediately trading them away, which is a bit of a problem, but I think I can get away with it here. For the most part. Actually, you know what? You know what? Yeah, fuck it. You know what? Let's back up. I'm going to keep all of this in the episode. I didn't think about getting in trouble for immediately trading them away. I didn't even think about that. So let's just rectify that mistake. I'm not paying the stupid tax. This is about them paying the stupid tax, mind you. And I should have to pay the stupid tax after that. That was a mistake. That was a rookie mistake, let me tell you. So what we'll do, instead, let me sim to the end of the preseason, and then we should be okay. Then I'll trade them away. What a dumb mistake. I'm going to leave all of that in the episode, though. Absolutely. It wasn't a mistake. It was intentional. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. I meant to go to scouting, by the way. Let's go Russian defenders. 2 weeks? A week? We'll go a week. That's fine. So, after that brutal mistake, I didn't even think about that. I was so focused on, let's just trade these players away and get it over with. I didn't even think about that whole morale deal. It's tough. When you get ahead of yourself, you got the pressure of being live on Twitch. You can't afford to make mistakes and you overthink something. So simple like that. But it's all right. So let's move forward. Again, we'll sim to the preseason, and then we'll take it from there. So, SHL, we'll scout for 2 weeks. Perfect. And then we'll still trade Rykov back to New Jersey, of course. We'll go for Schneider. I might even go for the 7th. You know what? I think that was a combination of... It's a combination of me. I don't know, man. I just don't feel good about taking the draft picks. I think I might just go 7th round picks. I don't want this to be any easier than it should be. Which, I mean, yeah, I get it. I can sign whoever the hell I want and then trade them away, blah, blah, blah. Let's just send the people back to where they belong. I'll take 7th round picks. And we'll make it work. I mean, we already won a cup in our first season, so it's not like I need the extra help. It's not like I need the extra help. Again, we're trying to make it a tad bit more difficult. We're trying to make it a tad bit more difficult. So, let's get this trade done again. We'll start with Rykov and sending him back to New Jersey. I don't want this series to go down the same path as Rebuilding Hockeytown. Rebuilding Hockeytown ended up being out of control very, very quickly. I mean, very quickly. So, we're not going to make the same mistakes. Although people would consider sending Rykov back to New Jersey. You know what? I'm not even going to take a pick. We'll just trade him straight up for Cole Schneider. Oh, God, this hurts, but I'm doing it. See you later, Rykov. You're back where you belong. I'm being nice. For once, I'm being nice to the AI GMs. It doesn't happen often. But for once, I will be nice. We will send them back to where they belong. And if the teams screw up again, then maybe I won't be so nice next time. Right? So again, this isn't about like, oh, it's a dumb move. Obviously, it's a dumb move. But I'm doing it on purpose. It's fine. Again, this is about creating that extra bit of difficulty. It's way too easy to sign these players and just turn your team into a dynasty. I don't want to do it that way. I want this to be a bit more difficult. To make this game difficult, you have to actively go out of your way to make it difficult. So that is what I'm attempting to do. I don't even have to take back a player. God, this is going to be 7th round pick from Tampa. Oh, God. Hayek. Actually, yeah, Hayek is a Tampa guy, right? I'm just double checking. He is. There you go, Steve Yzerman. You're welcome. I won't be so kind next time. But we're going to send these players back to where they belong because it's the right thing to do. And hopefully in NHL 18, AI GMs aren't this stupid to let these caliber of players walk for absolutely no reason. Right. Anyway, Keaton Middleton, we are going to have to take a player back in return. Austin Matthews up to a 94 with full trade value. Not too shabby. But who are we going after here? Mueller or Laverde? I'll go after Vinny Laverde. That's fine. They have Mark Stahl too, which is hilarious. But there we go. We'll do that. This hurts the soul. Trust me. It's not fun. It's not fun throwing away my chance to actively just destroy the AI. But I have to do it. Oh, that's right. I got to trade Taylor Radish and Boris Kachuk back to Tampa as well. Those were the other players. Tampa let go of Hayek, Radish, and Kachuk. How ridiculous is that? How dumb are they? Steve Yzerman, I thought you were supposed to be a genius, buddy. What happened? So I can actually just do this for draft picks. I can actually... You know what? Here, I'll take their 2024 7th round pick. Oh, God. That hurts. But they're where they belong. It's where they belong, and that's the point. Oh, God. It hurts, though. All right, who else? Who else did we have to get rid of? I'm going to send Kaprizov back to Minnesota. We had him for all of last season, but I'm going to send him back to Minnesota too. I want these players, at least that I can help. I want the high-end players. Now, there are like medium bottom six or, medium bottom six, medium top six defensemen that I can't actually send back to where they belong. But I can do something about these high-end players that ended up on the free agent market. And that is what we will attempt to rectify here. Justin Kloos, you have a 1-year deal? You do. So we'll go after you. Kaprizov, have fun back in Minnesota where you belong. I can't imagine the reaction on YouTube that this episode's going to get. But again, it's for a reason. It is for a reason. I want this to be more difficult than that. Troy Terry, you are going back to San Jose, my friend, for probably a player from the looks of it. So, who are we picking up from San Jose in return? It's going to be Ryan Carpenter. which is fine. Could you imagine for all of these players if I took back draft picks in return? Could you imagine? We'd end up with 90% of this year's upcoming draft. So it just wouldn't have been fair. I mean, it would have been fair, but I didn't want to do it that way. I think that's it, though. Because of course, Nino is ours. VC is ours. Ostap Safin, though, has to... no, he was drafted by us. I'm thinking real life where he was drafted. I think... I'm not even going to say where I think he was drafted by because I'm 99% sure that I'm wrong. But that was everybody. At least high-end value. All right, so that's good. And then defenseman, actually, I have Niemelainen. I think Niemelainen's the last one. He is. So we'll send him back to Edmonton. And then the damage is done, and all these players are back where they belong. We'll have to take a player back from the Oilers even. And who's it going to be? McDavid, also at 94. Let's see, is it going to be Ryan Stanton or Mitch Callahan? Who do we want to take back? Let's go for Mitch Callahan. I think we could use the forwards. Niemelainen, have fun on the team where you belong. I can't imagine the morale crisis we are going to be in because of all these trades. It's going to be a little bit rough, but I think we're good. I think that was everybody. So, really quickly, just let me double check that the AHL is good to go, and then we might have one more trade we have to make. We might have one more deal we have to make before I get started on the season. Now, of course, the risk is maybe Kyle Turris was already signed. Part of me is kind of hoping that he is. But if he is still there, odds are we are going to trade Cristobal Nieves and end up with Kyle Turris as a free agent signing. So that's good. The defense down in the AHL. So let's see, 2, 4, 6, perfect. That is perfect. And again, now Pionk, Butcher, Day, Gattenby actually gets to play now, which is great. He's already gone up 2 overall points since the start of this episode. So that's perfect. And then forwards, we have 12 even. So I could go ahead and sign... Actually, no, hold on. It's because these guys weren't sent down. So forward-wise, we are good. I could try to sign Elias Anderson right now, but he'd struggle for playing time. So I think I'll sign him next year once we can get rid of Callahan, Schneider, Kluse, Carpenter, the guys we just picked up in those deals. So we are pretty much good to go. And at the very least, that will make Hartford pretty competitive. So if I go best lines for both, the AHL is looking pretty competitive. Not too shabby. And I'm really liking the look of the defense. And I can take Vinny Laverde out for Peters or Ruinen if I want to. And actually, I think I'll put Alex Peters in instead. I'm interested to see what Sean Day can do this season. He and Gattenby, that's a hell of a pairing. I'm excited. I think Hartford will do really well this year. I think they'll do really well. They could have done better if I didn't just get rid of, certain players, but they'll still do really well this season. And then the decision comes down to Cristobal Nieves, whose offensive awareness and playmaking abilities have only gotten better since we've started this episode. Oh my God, do we trade him to sign Kyle Turris? People have argued I could trade Kreider as well to make room for Turris, but I don't want to give up on Chris Kreider just yet. Is Kyle Turris still a free agent? That's the question. I'm sure he will be. If nobody signed him then, I doubt they would have signed him now. But let's double check. I'm telling you, man, I have a really good feeling about Nieves. I do. So let's see. Marmelin signed to Dallas. And that was it. The rest of the signings were for us. Oh, shit. You know what? If Turris is still going to be a free agent, I can just keep Nieves to start the year. We can see how he does. And if he struggles, then I can go out and sign Kyle Turris. So I think we'll handle it that way. And then later in the season, we'll be able to get rid of someone like a Mitch Callahan and go after someone like Elias Anderson, who really needs to be at Hartford right now. He really does. He's up to a 77 at 19 years old. He needs to be signed. Absolutely. And you could argue Naveau should be signed as well. Alex Formenton could definitely be signed, but he is CHL eligible. So we do have some players that deserve that AHL time. But we also have some really good prospects there already, despite getting rid of who we just got rid of. So I'm happy with where we are at the moment. I don't think, and no, I don't like Swedes still, but I had no option to go for Elias Anderson. The people voted. But people were kind of 50-50 on whether or not I should trade away prospects, but I put my foot down. And I made the moves that I had to make. Is there anybody I can get rid of that is in the AHL right now that wouldn't cause a morale issue? Now, see, again, Schneider, Callahan, Carpenter, Cluse, they're all going to be let go, and that would open up 5 spots down in Hartford. But I can't let go of them yet. I got to wait a little bit into the season, kind of like what I think I'm going to do with Kyle Turris, because otherwise the AHL is still looking pretty good. So we will sign Elias Anderson, just not yet. So what we're going to do is we are going to start the sim on this season. We're going to see how Cristobal Nieves does on the third line. If that third line struggles, then we will trade Nieves and we'll get Kyle Turris. But I have a feeling that third line is going to do fairly well. At least that's the hope. So, I am going to put Nino on the first line with Zuccarello and Zibanejad. We'll have JT Miller with Kreider and Kevin Hayes. Actually, I'm going to put Kevin Hayes on the top line, I think. That's tough. I want Kevin Hayes because he is a bit of a play. How good is Zibanejad's playmaking skills? You know what? Never mind. He's not bad. I was just blinded by him being a two-way forward. We could change that if we wanted to. So we'll go with Miller, Hayes, Kreider. That works. Third line is Bushnevich, Nieves, Stromwall. Then the fourth line we have Jimmy Vesey with Ryan White and Chris Wagner, who we signed as a defensive, defensive and physical kind of fourth line with Jimmy Vesey, who is still listed as a depth forward, not the best defensive player, but I wanted to keep Jimmy Vesey. And then of course on defense, we're looking good. We are looking good. It's just a matter of what we can do. And unfortunately, Graves did drop an overall point, went down to a depth defenseman. He was, of course, a top 6 defenseman, but that is simply due to the morale, clearly. But he'll bounce back, I'm sure. We'll see what Brady Shea can do. And will this be Henrik Lundqvist's last season? We'll find out. Now, Halverson's the starter. That's good. I think this team... Who's scratched, actually? Who is scratched that shouldn't be? Gettinger, Roberts, and Ronning. Right, we have to change that. Let me at least do my due diligence here and properly get our prospects here, and then we'll figure it out. It's funny that it puts Palmu on the top line. Not that I'm complaining. I'd put him there anyway. Let's get Lee Roberts into the lineup, and then Carpenter. Yeah, we'll take him out too. And we'll put in Ty Ronning. Now, as far as who can play center, I think Lettieri could, so we'll just do that. And we're good to go. Right, Hartford's good, with the exception of having Klus as the top line center. You know what, fuck it, who cares? We'll keep him there. Let's start simming. We'll go a month, and then we'll double check on that third line to see how they are doing. And then we'll figure out from there if Nieves is worth keeping, which, I mean... A month into the season, that's 7 games. That's not going to be a big enough, that's not going to be a long enough, period of time to really decide if that third line's clicking. Unless they're just tearing shit up, in which case, hey, the decision's made pretty damn quickly. We'll see. And we do have a 3-0-1 record. Actually, the loss to the Bruins was a shootout loss, 1-0 on the first day of the season. Which, hey, I'll take any pity points we can get. The reason why we missed the playoffs were the lack of pity points last season. So we'll see what happens. Actually, hit B, and Halverson goes down with an MCL sprain. Not good. Although the goaltending depth is looking all right. Can we not glitch out the menu? Thank you very much. Nick Schneider, you'll be the starter with Evan Cormier as the backup, which you could argue maybe I should have sent Cormier back to the Devils. I already did them a favor with Rykov. He's ours. Period. He's our goalie now. I'm not going that crazy with it. I was very tempted to hold on to Keaton Middleton instead of sending him back to Toronto. Swig of Arnold Palmer, by the way. Oh, delicious. Just delicious. So we have a 5-0-2 record. Undefeated in regulation so far. 7-game point streak to start the year. Not too shabby. Not too shabby at all. How's that third line doing? How is that third line doing? Like I said, I don't think anybody else can afford to sign Kyle Turris. So let's take a look. 1 goal for Buchnevich, 3 points for Nieves. Stromwall scoring, though. I think he has power play time still, so that probably explains it. Oh, man. How's the second line doing? JT Miller with 2 points. Kevin Hayes, 5 assists, and no goals for Kreider. Yeah, you need to get your shit together, Kreider. And then that top line is doing pretty well so far. So at the moment, I don't think there's any denying Kyle Turris would probably do better than Kreider and Nieves. We're going to leave him, though, for now. We're going to keep this team together. Let's keep going. I'm not sure how far into the season I'll sim in this episode. Probably the All-Star break, maybe just the end of the year in general. But right now I'm feeling good. Feeling a lot better about this episode now that we just got rid of all those players. I didn't really want them. But as far as any line combination, we're going to lose to Ottawa because I knew it. As far as any line combinations go, I'm not going to change anything because we're winning, is what I was about to say. So, of course, we lost the next 2 games, and then Brady Shea injures his hand and is out for a week. Never mind, he's out for a week. I meant to say a week. I was about to say we're going to sim to the end of the month and then double check on certain things. Everything's happening. It's all falling apart. I'm such a professional. Pionk, Butcher, who the hell do we want to call it there? I could just go with, you know what? I'm going to go with Laverde. I mean, obviously there are better options to call up, but that way I can just leave Laverde on the NHL roster and not have to deal with it. So let's go best lines. We get the veteran defenseman on that third pairing with Ryan Graves. We'll go Baragalazov and Anthony DeAngelo. And then we have to fix this again. And by fix this, I mean make very, very few changes because it's pretty much good to go. Kind of. We'll have Miller on the right wing this time. We'll see what happens there. And of course, the AHL lines are good. Let's move forward. At the end of the month, is what I was going to say, is when we can probably move out or try to move out players like Mitch Callahan that we had to pick up when we made those trades. And then we can sign Elias Anderson and potentially some other players. There were some other guys that were unsigned. We have lost 3 out of 4, by the way. Now we have a home and home with Florida. Not looking forward to this. They don't have a good record, which instills no confidence in me, and we lost the first game. Right, Shea is fully healthy and might get pissed off at missing this game. Brady, give me a break, please. Please, don't get angry. It was a mistake. I'm sorry you missed 1 game. This could fuck over the entire franchise. I hate this game. He was healthy on the 11th. He misses 1 game and drops 5 overall points because he's scratched. Fuck's sake. Oh, this game's the worst. This game is the worst. It is the worst. Come on. Ah, Brady Shea, don't do this to me. Don't. We need you. You are part of the future for this team. Don't. God, I hate this game. He wasn't supposed to be healthy until the 11th, so I thought I was good to go. He's healthy a day sooner, and it just fucks me. Now, I can solve this, though. We're not completely dead in the water. At least not yet. I could do the age-old remedy of giving him an alternate, which is pretty damn nice. Hopefully. What's also nice is what's going on in the Twitch chat right now. Don't think I don't notice you guys. Thank you very much. I do appreciate it. So what we'll do with Shea is I'm going to have to give him a letter, unfortunately. Damn it. I'm so conflicted. There's so much good going on in the Twitch chat. There's so much bad going on in the game. What a terrible situation. JT Miller, I'm more willing to lose you than Matt Zuccarello. So let's do that, and we'll give Shea the alternate. And he should bounce right back to being an 85, I would think. The only question is JT Miller going to get super pissy about losing the alternate? Let's find out. Let's find out. So is Miller still good? Is Shea good? Please? He's at least back to an 82. Right. Oh, God. That would absolutely suck. I'm not even lying. I'm not even lying. If you're seeing this episode on YouTube, it worked itself out. For those on Twitch, I may just restart this episode. I'm not kidding. I refuse to lose Brady Shea because of those circumstances. I refuse. So we'll see what happens. He better bounce back, especially for those that want to see me stream something else tonight. I'm not joking. I refuse to lose Brady Shea under those circumstances because this game's the stupidity of this morale system in this game. I refuse to lose him because of that. Swig of Arnold Palmer to make me feel better. Unreal. He better have bounced back. Here, we'll double check right now. I am going to be furious if not. I mean, we're in second place in the division through 16 games. We do have a long way to go. But, oh, God. All right, let's see. Have you bounced? Brady Shea, you motherfucker. You missed one game. Toughen up, Buttercup, and fucking just cooperate. God damn you. You missed one game. One game. Fucking hell, yeah. God. That is so fucking annoying. He missed one game. Unreal. Unreal. Anyway, unfortunately, my estimate of that second line putting up good numbers hasn't really happened. Nieves has 5 points in 16 games, which I know they're on the third line, but you would still think that they'd be a bit more productive than that. You would think. You would think. Oh, man, it's not like Kreider's doing much either right now. Shit. So the question is... I'm tempted to try something ridiculous here because we might have to restart this anyway because, again, I refuse to lose Brady Shea. I'm almost tempted to make the third line the second line. I'm almost tempted to do that. You know what? Fuck it. Let's try silly things. Whatever. It's a silly game. Let's try silly things, shall we? We'll sim to the end of the month. We'll see if the former second line decides to start complaining. If they do, then we'll have to turn to Kyle Turris. But let's see if we can at least make it to December 1st. I was so optimistic like 10 minutes ago. You could hear the optimism. I was feeling good. Happy with how this episode's going. And then Brady Shea decides to try and ruin my goddamn night. And then Mika Zibanejad injures his foot. Whoo, boy, this is just going oh so well all of a sudden. And I have to blow my nose again. God damn it, give me a second. Let me mute the mic for your convenience. Alright, I feel better. Oh, God, not really. Not really. Anyway. Who can we call up here? This is just great. Adam Tambellini? Mitch Callahan's technically a fourth line guy. You know what, Mitch? Let's give you the chance, buddy. Let's give you the chance, and then I'm going to trade you again anyway. So let me go best lines, I guess. Nope, I don't want to scratch. Best players. There we go. Best lines, whatever. So we'll have Callahan with Ryan White and Chris Wagner. Hell of a fourth line. Third line, I am going to have JT Miller with Jimmy Vesey and Chris Kreider. I guess. Actually, has Nieves? Nieves still has 5 points. You know what? Never mind. Nieves is going. It is confirmed. So let's go with We'll still have Zuccarello, Hayes, Niederreiter. And, here, actually, Jimmy Vesey will be on the third line. We'll have Stromwall with Miller and Kreider. How have you dropped an overall point? What's the matter with you? Because of ice time. You're a fourth line or fucking second line player on the second line. The fuck? God damn it, Brady. You're killing me here. Like, you are fucking killing me. What is the matter with you? Oh, I don't have penalty kill and power. Fuck you. You don't deserve it because you're whining. Stop. At this point, I'm more determined to just make sure that Brady Shea turns it around. Because I don't want to restart this episode. I don't want to go through all the damn trades again. I just want to keep moving forward. So for the love of God, Brady Shea, get your shit together in this next week. Because I do have to start making trades. Because we're starting to lose games. We need to fix that third line. We need to trade away certain players at the AHL level. We need to fix this. We can't stay healthy all of a sudden. Holy shit, it's all falling apart. At least in the past few years, we've done all right. We've done all right, and then it started to fall apart. No, right. I mean, well, granted, we did have a 7-game point streak to start the year, and then we just started to fall off the cliff. So that's great. That's just lovely. We'll put in Vinny Laverde for now. Wow. Brady Shea, you son of a bitch. I missed one game and I'm not on the penalty kill. I'm going to drop 4 overall points. What a guy. What a guy. Already scouted Germany. Shows how much I'm paying attention. Extraliga. There we go. Extraliga. Can we make it to December 1st without any more injuries? Okay, D'Angelo's good enough to play. Is he 100% healthy? We don't need him causing issues either. Alright, so we can at least sim this game against Dallas. Great. So we reached December 1st. 12-8-2 record. Not great. Not great at all. We went from 5-0-2 to 12-8-2. Not a great sign, is it? Not a good sign at all. We are still, right there in the playoff mix. But Brady Shea, have you decided to man up a little bit and stop your complaining, please? He's at least an 82 again. That's good. I mean, just God, I'm not. This has to be a marathon episode now. It has to be. Because if I were to stop this and then start to record the next one, I'd have to save in between to make sure I don't lose my my save point. So Brady Shea, you are causing some extreme issues. You really are. But luckily for you, the attention is currently not spotlighted on you because we have to make some other deals now really quickly. Just you wait. Kyle Turris won't be there anymore, right? Right? Okay, he is still there. So, Kyle, how would you like to come play in the Big Apple? This shit show at the moment. This absolute shit show. Let's see if we can sign him. If and when we do, Nieves gets traded. We also try to trade away Callahan, Carpenter, players of that ilk. Great word, by the way. And let's put back Anthony DeAngelo before we forget. Put him back in for Laverde, Brady Shea. I beg you, get it together. You're an alternate captain of the New York Rangers. Act like it, damn it. Act like it. Now, see, here's the thing. I get to act like an annoying owner/general manager because I'm playing the role. Because Rangers front office, they're just the worst. I'm joking. Or am I? I have no idea. I'm rambling because I'm trying to suppress that frustration. of having a player miss one game and now potentially being at risk to having to trade him, which just isn't great. Kyle Turris, can you sign before we play your former team? Yes, you can. Nieves, I gave you the chance, buddy, but unfortunately for you, your time has run out. You are out of here, good sir. That means JT Miller will be down to the third line, and we'll take it from there. So we pick up Kyle Turris, and the good thing is we signed him for 1 year, so we'll be able to use the 85% trick during the next re-sign phase. So that's promising. But unfortunately, Cristobal Nieves, you are on your way out, buddy. Offensively, you look really promising. And actually, can I look at your stats again really quick? You had like 5 points for the majority of the season. What are you currently at? Watch, you'll have like 11 goals. He'll have 11 points. He's doing all right, I guess. He's starting to turn it around. But it's too late for you, buddy. It's too late for you. We already signed Kyle Turris. So I'm sorry, because unfortunately for you, Bushnevich and Stromwall aren't going anywhere. You, sir, are the odd man out. The question is, where can we trade you? Who has cap space? Because I'm willing to take back an awful contract. Actually, not. I'm really not. But I'm going to have to, at the very least, I think. Because there's no teams that can... Well, actually, LA might be able to take him, because he's on a two-way deal. LA might be able to take him. And actually, do you have somebody that would be worth picking up? Do you have somebody, not AHL level? I'm thinking more prospect-wise that's half decent. Yeah, Mackenzie Entwistle, he has a bit too much value, unfortunately. It's not really looking like it. So let's just try for draft picks, huh? Let's just try for draft picks. How about a second rounder next year? Second rounder next year might actually work. And how about a fourth round pick this year for Cristobal Nieves? That will actually go through, so we'll be a little bit more stingy and add a sixth round pick this year as well. That'll still go through. I'll take it. Nieves, I'm sorry, buddy. You're off to Los Angeles. We gave you a chance. You were looking all right. 11 points at this point in the season. But we're bringing in the heavy hitter, Kyle Turris. Kyle Turris is here, and that gives our team a pretty damn unique look, I would say. So, Nieves, I'm sorry, buddy, but it had to happen. It had to happen. So we are still currently dealing with the injury to Zibanejad, so I need to call up another forward. Of course, we had Mitch Callahan there, but yeah. Not a very good option. Who can we call up without waivers? That I don't plan on trading is the important point here. Which Vinny Lettieri might be the guy. Yep, he's going to be the guy. Sweet. Now I'll send down Laverde, as well as we prepare to trade him. I was kind of hoping he'd be claimed on waivers. I don't think it happened. It actually might have. So wow, really? I think Laverde was claimed. No, he wasn't. Shit. I was hoping for the best. So let me see if I can start to get rid of some of these guys that we had to pick up earlier in the season. On defense, that would basically just be Laverde. And we'll actually try to send him back to LA. Member of that organization for quite a while. And we'll see what we can do for picks here. Is a third round pick next year a bit too much? Probably, but we're going to make it work. Because as it is, we have a ton of picks this year. So how about Laverde and a fourth for your third round pick? Still no. Really? Really? I think that was a fair deal. We'll even give you your sixth round pick back that we just acquired. Oh, LA, you're making this more difficult than it really has to be. Not that I care about giving away a bunch of, picks that won't become anything. But still. I should probably read what they're saying as feedback. I'm actually going to wait to see it back on the stream here. What did they say? I clicked the A button so quickly, I have no idea. Well, shit. Okay, you know what? We'll make this work. We'll find a way to make this work. Let's tack on another fifth. Will that go through, please? Not interested at all in what you're offering, even though it's quite close to fair value. I mean, why do you feel like Vinny Laverde was a very good soldier for you guys in the AHL and the minors, and you're acting like I'm just spitting in your face by offering him to you? Vinny, I'm sorry that they don't like you. I'm sorry. An extra 4th round pick will do the trick, though. So have fun back in LA now that they know, or now that you know what they really think of you. That's wonderful. I'm sure this is going to help out the morale that much more. I'm sure. I'm sure Brady Shea will magically bounce back up to like a 97 overall all of a sudden, just to piss me off, I guess. All right, defense, he was the only guy. Right wings, there wasn't anybody. Left wings, we had Schneider and Callahan that have to go. We also have Carpenter and Klus, and that's it. And that is it. So where can we send you aside from LA? Because they are just the worst. How about Tampa? Because they're good enough at managing their cap, right? By letting go of, I don't know, Hayek, Radish, bunch of good players. We'll try to pick up a 3rd and a 6th in this deal. That will probably go through. No, I was wrong. Just the 3rd? Still no. You know what? I'm not even disappointed about that. I'm not even disappointed. How about a 4th and a 6th for a bunch of garbage? Thank you very much. Thank you very much. We didn't need any of those players at all. At all. Holy shit, by the way, what's up with the view count tonight on Twitch? Good lord. You guys are ridiculous. Anyway, best lines. What do we have to do now? We do have to sign some forwards. Do we have any scratch players? We don't at this point, which is fine. So I need to sign. And again, Dan DeSalvo is on an AHL level deal. We'll just keep him there because whatever. At least he's the only one. It gets to be an issue when the game signs multiple players to the AHL team when there's like 3 or 4 of them. That's when the issue is, because then you really struggle to do best lines. When it's just one player, it's fine. So I need to sign probably 3 forward prospects, I would say. Elias Anderson's going to be one of them. We need another guy for the 4th line and probably a depth guy. Defense, we're good. I could actually use one more defender. Okay, so let's do that now that we're down to just 41 contracts. And then we will probably... Now is like the perfect time to stop this particular episode. But I don't want to trade Brady Shea. I just don't want to trade Brady Shea. It's my fault. But then again, it is kind of the game's fault for having him come back one day early just to screw me over. But Elias Anderson needs to be signed, and he has been. Anybody else? Formenton is Canadian, unfortunately. Is that McKinnon or McKinnon? I have no idea. He's still going to be signed, though. And I'll go for one more player. I could go with Berard or McFarland. I could go with Safin because he actually has decent potential. I could go with West because he's 20. Although, I mean, he's not really worth signing now, is he? He's really not worth signing now, is he? And neither is Justin Brazio. 6th round pick. Yeah, he's not really worth it. Oh, Berard, McFarland, Safin. Let's go with Spencer Berard, 2nd round pick of ours. There we go. And we need, again, one more defenseman. And that is going to be Naveau. Probably butchering that name too, but there we go. All right. So, things are looking good, right? Things are looking good aside from Brady Shea. And aside from the fact that Nieves was, starting to pick it up once we traded him away, but that's fine. I gave him a chance. So, let me make sure that the game didn't... I had a feeling the game was going to put all of those guys right there, unfortunately. So let me send them down. Berard, McKinnon, and Anderson. Send all them down. Lettieri will stay until Zibanejad is fully healthy. So again, let me go best lines. We will have Ryan White there. 3rd line is going to be VC Miller Buchnevich for the moment. 2nd line will be Second line will be Kreider, Hayes, Stromwall. And we'll have Zuccarello, Turris, and Niederreiter. So Kyle Turris signs and is immediately our top-line center. I mean, he is a legitimate first-line player, so it makes sense. But Kyle Turris is here. I'm amazed nobody signed him. And then, of course, on defense, can Brady Shea turn it around? That's the question. That is the question. Not that I want to trade him, but it might have to happen. It might have to happen. And you know what here? I mean, it's funny it gives Ryan Graves power play time. It has to be because he has 92 slap shot power. That's the only reason. But let's put Brady Shea on the power play units. We'll also get him onto the penalty kill. And maybe, just maybe, he will figure out a way to forgive me for my horrible sin of leaving him scratched for one game. How dare I? Again, I blame the game for bringing him back a day early. I really do. I really do. Well, there we go. He has that power play time. He has that penalty kill time. We should be fine. And then down in the AHL, we'll go best lines. Good thing is it takes DeSalvo out by default. McKinnon is scratched. Rwinen and Peters are the healthy scratches, so that team is now looking good. Top line of Adam Tambellini, Elias Anderson, and Petrus Palmu. That's a hell of a combination. That's a hell of a combination. And now Nouveau is in the AHL team. Sweet. So, it's risky. It is incredibly risky. But we are going to call this an episode. We're going to save. We will sim the rest of the season in the next episode. And if Brady Shea doesn't recover, we're going to have to trade him. Not that I want to. The plan was for him to be a part of this team for the long haul. But, again, EA brought him back a day early. He misses a game. And now it's kind of a disaster. But aside from that, I'm extremely happy with the rest of the team. And I'm intrigued to see what we can do moving forward. So yeah, that'll do it. We'll see what happens in the next one. For those of you watching live on Twitch, of course, stick around. For those of you watching on YouTube after the fact, of course, I still appreciate your support. I love you all the same. Well, for the most part, I don't like a couple of you, but I wouldn't tell you. I wouldn't tell you that though. I wouldn't tell you that because then I want you to think that I'm glad you're here, but I'm really not. I'm really not. Anyway, if you're on the YouTube side of things, you know what you have to do to support the video and the channel. You know that. You know what to do. We passed 1 million channel views lately. We're closing in on, I guess, well, we're not really closing in on 6K subscribers. We're still a bit away, but we'll get there. We'll get there eventually, right? Hopefully. Please. Maybe. Anyway, I'm going to stop rambling. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode of the Manhattan Project.